Hello and welcome back to a podcast for nerds, the only show on the whole internet where two dudes who met as kids discuss our journey with all things nerdy as well as life now that we are fully in our 30s. I'm Cody.
I'm Dakota.
And today we've got two big topics. I have some other notes that I kind of want to talk about, a couple of those little things, but they're not going to be anything big. The two big topics right here at the jump. I just want to let you know we're going to start with the One Piece live action. The trailer came out about a week ago.
2 weeks maybe at this point.
I think it was exactly
by the time
last
this episode
week.
comes out.
Oh yeah, by the time this episode comes out, it's been
2-3
about.
weeks,
so we're a
probably.
little behind, but I don't think there's going to be any new trailer before then. So
We have till August 2nd?
I said August 31st.
First. Okay.
And then the second thing that we will be talking about in the second half, I'm going to try to really make sure we get there, is the Nintendo Direct that recently happened, because I feel like there's some stuff to say about it personally. But let's just jump in. You and I just rewatched the One Piece live action trailer.
That's about my fourth time watching it.
It's about my 20th. I've seen it so many times because I've seen other people, I've watched people reacting to it. I've been curious what people think. I'd say this is one of the most divisive trailers I have ever seen for anything. What do you think?
I am mostly positive.
Okay.
Mostly. I have my issues.
So let's start with the positive. What are you positive about?
Aesthetically, this looks incredible. This looks like One Piece brought to life. It truly does.
I agree. The sets, choosing to do like all practical sets and really build the ships, fantastic, amazing idea.
The Sea King?
It looks that's
looked
obviously
just
CG,
like
but it looked good. But it looked great. No,
CG
I'm not saying you look at it and say, "Oh, that's CG." I'm saying, of course, they don't have a Sea King, but it looks good.
If you watch the episode that Sea King is in, it looks just like that Sea King.
Does.
It is the Sea King from the episode, and I appreciate that so much. The characters all look like the characters, minus a few aesthetic things that I am bothered by.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Because when we were just watching the trailer, you said you did not like the Usopp didn't have the nose, and you didn't like the eyebrows missing.
I don't need a long Pinocchio nose, but they have makeup that looks good, and you could have given him a pointy nose. I'm sorry, the guy playing Usopp has a tiny, tiny nose. It's like pointed up.
I think in argument going the other way, because I've heard people online.
If
If
you say it's because it looks silly, I will slap you.
I'm not gonna say because it looks silly. I mean, it does. It would look silly, but that's not what I was gonna say.
It's One Piece. Don't make One Piece if you don't want to look silly.
What I'm saying is they're clearly trying to go for a wider audience here as well. They're not just gonna go for the Netflix never does. They never just go for the fan base, whether you like that or not. And I don't think a new person who's never seen it can watch it and take it serious if his nose looks like that. And Sanji's eyebrow as well.
Sanji's eyebrow's important though. It's all about. It's like his whole family has the eyebrows.
We're not getting to that part.
I know, but
we're never gonna get
it's
there.
an important part of his character. His hair switches sides and everything. It's a whole thing.
I think it would have made it look. When it comes to making like live
silly?
actions of things,
I'm not actually being.
well, when it comes to making live actions of things, I think you have to make decisions, because I really believe that some things work in animation that just don't work in live action. And I don't just mean movement and action and things like that. Like the way things look in animation, you can get away with it and be like, okay. But in live action, it's like, yeah, it does become too goofy. Like if we had maybe one of those, maybe they just kept the eyebrows and not his Usopp's nose, or maybe the other way around. But I think when we add too many of these elements that are good in animation but would be kind of silly to look at in real life, it's gonna kind of start to look weird in real life for new audiences.
For this reason alone, as much as I am mostly positive about this, for that reason alone, don't pick One Piece. Pick anime that makes sense to bring it to live. Cowboy Bebop. That made sense to bring it to live action. It wasn't done well, but it made sense. You can just do a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
You gotta pick shows that make sense, not just because they're
Yu
popular.
Yu Hakusho is being made live action.
That's a good one.
It makes sense.
You could do that in a society and it not be too goofy or over the top.
I mean, I completely agree with you. I think when they first announced that they were doing a One Piece live action, I was like, why? One Piece is already so It's the second biggest comic series ever. It's the biggest manga ever. It's the biggest anime ever. Why do we need a live action of something that doesn't really make sense live action? I get it if it made sense, but yeah, I totally agree with you where part of the charm of One Piece is this over the top and weird choices, crazy character designs.
I just feel like if anybody other than Netflix got this, they would have gone all the way. Like, say, not Disney.
HBO.
HBO. Oh my God, yes. If HBO would have gotten their hands on One Piece, it would be, you'd see Usopp with a good, not silly looking pointy nose. You would see Sanji have a little eyebrow twirl.
Well, we don't know everything. Maybe they did try it. Maybe they just all agreed it doesn't look right.
I can't imagine that.
We're gonna have to see some behind the scenes to
They
know.
literally, the interviews I've heard is that they elected not to do it because they didn't want it to be look too silly. That's what everything I've read.
I will say one thing that I think we may get comments about this, and I just want to address it right now. I know Oda has announced that he would not allow anything to be shown until he approved of it. He approved of all the actors. He has been very involved in making this and helping it come together. I don't care. Things happen. There have been other stories where the creator is supposedly completely involved and it still turns out bad because it just...
That didn't happen with Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop, the guy wasn't involved at all.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that's why they chose to have Oda involved in this.
I'm just saying I see a lot of people who will say things that they don't like. I mean, like I said, it's very divisive. There's a lot of people who love it. There's a lot of people who love it. And then there's a lot of people who don't. It's really divisive. And I see a lot of people saying, look, I know, like their defense for saying why they like it is, well, Oda's involved. It's got to be good. And it's like, guys, that is a good sign. That is a very good sign.
It doesn't mean it's going to be good, though. The creators of Avatar, The Last Airbender, were involved with the show. Guess what? They left because Netflix was making them mad. And they said they wanted to push the show in a direction that we just didn't want to do, so we left.
Yeah, and Oda's involved, and he says he has to approve these things, but we don't know when he's there and it's just him and all these executives and directors and writers are around him trying to push him in this way.
American
yes.
directors and writers at that.
Like,
not that Americans are bad, but the way Americans do business is way different than the way they do in Japan.
Yeah, like, will this turn out? I mean, we're gonna have to wait. I'm not gonna give a judgment. Like, I don't like anyone who's giving a judgment saying, oh, it's bad now, just off the trailer. I felt worse about the show after seeing the trailer, but I'm not saying that means it is bad. I need to see the show first.
I still am mostly positive. I still think it's gonna be bad, but I'm mostly positive.
What else did you like? We were in the middle of you talking about things you liked when we got sidetracked.
Again, like we said, aesthetically is my aesthetics. This is my favorite part. The Baratier looks like the Baratier.
Oh man, yeah. The set designs are my favorite part.
I don't like. Oh, we're talking about what I do like right now. I like the cast. I like the guy who's playing Luffy's energy.
His energy's right. I think a big issue, what's going to be a big issue for a lot of people is that it's just that he doesn't sound like Luffy. And it's not fair because the Japanese voice for Luffy is so iconic. And hearing him in Japanese as well. Yeah, and it's a woman. But it's not even just that it's actually a man playing him this time and that it's for me, it's literally that it's in English, which normally doesn't bother me, but it's just something about Luffy's Japanese voice is very iconic to me. And so hearing someone say these lines that should be said by Luffy in a totally different voice, accent, language, everything is jarring to me personally. And maybe I'll get over it, but for just the trailer, it was jarring.
Doesn't necessarily mean bad though. That just means you got to get used to it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I may get used to it and I may end up liking it, but just where he's like,
I'm going to be the king of the pirates.
What was the second line he said? An adventure, something about an adventure.
Yeah. But for that I'll need a crew. And I'm sorry if I'm botching a Spanish accent, but I'm just trying to do a Luffy impression from the show.
Yeah, he's just the second line he says, I can't remember what it is, bothered me. Like immediately into the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, that it just felt." I got a wave of cringe, and I don't want to overuse the word cringe here because cringe is overused a lot, but I actually felt it, where you feel like the wave kind of wash over you, and you're like, "Ugh." Just a little. I'm not saying I was like dying of cringe, but I just a little bit. I was like, "Oh boy, okay."
I liked our glimpse of Shanks that we got.
Yes, I agree with that.
Very brief glimpse of Shanks.
Okay, yeah, you're still talking about what you like. Go ahead.
I'm going through because I liked the gum pistol at the end.
I didn't, so we're on different sides here.
I don't see what there is to dislike about it. But
So what did you like about it, or just in general?
I just like that I like see.
It's the only
We
devil
were-
fruit power we see.
I like that. See, there was a time in movies when they were reluctant as they could be to have characters act like their characters or even have all the powers or even aesthetics of their characters.
Absolutely.
Like in, say, Aquaman. There's a character in that, I can't think of it, Black Manta.
Okay.
He's always had this really silly flying saucer head with two big red evil-looking eyes
Mm.
on him. And if that movie would have been made in, say, 2005, they would have ditched that, and he would have
No.
just a pair of goggles and maybe a little mask. The new one, because we're embracing these things, they gave him the flying saucer thing and the eyes, and yeah, it looks silly, but it looked, in the context of the movie, it looked cool. And as a fan, I'm like, yes, that's Black Manta.
Right.
That is Black Manta. So I like that if this One Piece would have been made years ago, Luffy would have never once said gum anything.
But you're excited that he said gum
I'm
gum? 'Cause
excited
he would
that it-
obviously have his powers.
I'm just excited that we're going to be seeing gum powers.
Of course we're
And-
going to see it.
And that's just what excites me. And I like that, yes, I do like that he's saying gum pistol. Now, his inflections,
Yeah.
he didn't sound as intense as he could.
Yeah. I felt like they wanted to go halfway. If you listen to it, because I've heard it so many times now, he says gumu gum. The ooh in
he
the
says
begin-
gumu,
very lightly, but it's partly, it is there, dude.
so he says like gum.
Yeah, gum. It's there, and that's what threw me off. If he would just say gumu or gum clearly, okay. But it's because it felt like it was an in-between thing where they're trying to make two sides happy, and maybe it was just this one instance. Maybe because we've only seen him do it once. Maybe when we hear him say it more in the show, it's more clearly just gum whatever.
The breaking point will be is if they have to do it well, is if they break out the gum Gatling.
Gatling would have to be in there, right? Bazooka will definitely be in there
Oh,
because
is
that
it?
happens in the Baratier.
Gum bazooka. I mean, if we see his attacks, it's funny because everyone's like, how do you know all he does is punch things? It's
Yeah.
weird because he does have different punches
Yeah.
for different things.
Yeah.
Like red rock.
Oh, he kicks
Oh,
too. He kicks.
Come on. Oh yeah, that's true.
We're never gonna see Red Rock.
But if we did,
Yeah. I don't believe we're getting past the season 3. I think maybe if this does really well, we get through Alabasta.
it's going to end. I guarantee you, it's going because in the trailer you see them have their foot up on the pedestal.
Oh, we know where it ends. They've already announced the names of the episodes.
Oh, where does it end? I don't know.
After Logtown. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not getting to So we're gonna see Arlong.
What? No, Arlong is before Logtown, bro.
Which is Logtown? I'm confused. I can't
Logtown
remember.
is where we see Dragon. It's where we see the pedestal.
Oh, that's right.
where-
Because they can't do that until after. They can't do the barrel thing until after they save Nami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the barrel's right before Reverse Mountain.
I'm getting
I can't remember if we have Reverse Mountain or not.
It's gonna end with them doing the barrel thing. I
think
guarantee
so.
you. And then the if they get to a season 2, it's gonna begin with them going up and then seeing Laboon and all that.
And that's when we have to see what they'll do for Chopper, which will be questionable no matter what happens. I don't see any way that that's not divisive, no matter what they do. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that for this season. They did not show any Fishmen, which Fishmen will be a big part of this season. So
That's they're either saving it because it's gonna be really cool,
Yeah.
or they're not proud of it.
yeah, one
That's
of the
usually
two.
they're like, hide that if we put. Speaking of One Piece,
Yeah, we're not going to see any Law in this.
no,
We're probably never going to see Law.
I Surely we'll see. Surely they'll show Gold Roger's death scene, right?
Oh,
Surely.
Absolutely. I bet it starts
They
with
still
that.
haven't announced who's playing Gold Roger either. So
They
it's either going to
haven't?
be some just throwaway actor
Are
that
you
they
sure?
picked. I looked it up. They haven't. I mean, maybe they have. That was like a week ago, but
I would think they would have, but I don't. I guess I don't
so.
know. I can't confirm or deny
Oh yeah,
anything.
because I looked it up. Because remember when I was messaging you saying,
I thought
want-
it was already announced, bro. Yeah, you Google. I have another page open for the Nintendo thing later. But everyone else is announced. We've got Kobe. We've got Shanks. Dragon has been cast. I'm pretty sure.
Oh really?
Because we got to see Dragon in Logtown. Was he punching Alvida when he did the gum gum?
I'm pretty sure that was Alvida. Yeah,
Didn't look like Alvida.
I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because that as well, I was like, okay. We didn't see Kobe. The other thing I wanted to say that I don't like about the gum gum though.
You do see the poster. It's blurry, but of the general guy with the big jaw.
Oh,
You do
Morgan.
yeah, Morgan.
Yeah,
You
he's
see
in the
him.
background
You see him.
behind Zoro.
But we don't see Helmeppo.
I think Helmeppo's been cast as well. I remember
he
looking
has.
at the cast before.
From what I know, everybody's been revealed except for Gold Roger.
Okay, well, let's see. It's probably Johnny Depp.
We can only hope.
That would be so crazy, man.
Okay,
God, if this show somehow did good, you gotta have Johnny Depp in there for something. Just get a Captain Jack crossover.
yeah, he hasn't been announced.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but we're gonna see him. The show. I'm sorry, but the show should start with them saying Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, he attained everything, and then it should do that, in my opinion. But
Did you
see.
notice in the trailer the subtle piano for "Come Aboard"?
no, I have to. I guess I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
rewatch
if you
that
listen
again.
to it, it's subtle.
I'm gonna have to look at that again because I thought the music they did nothing that was music from the original show, which also I
It's-
didn't like.
They don't do it throughout the whole thing, but that subtle piano at the beginning, if you listen, it's. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay, I'll check it again and see.
dun, dun,
But I
dun,
doubt
dun.
we're getting all the. I doubt Toei is giving the musical rights.
You can't.
I don't think Toei's involved here because this is just Oda and the manga.
God, we can only. Maybe. I mean, Toei's weird about giving their rights away, but also if Netflix and Hollywood is going to throw a big fat check at them.
But it's Japan, bro. Japan is notorious to be like, we don't want your money. We just want to have our property. You do
those
not
are-
touch our property.
a lot of that's those coming from like dubbing companies, which are not Netflix companies.
Yeah, let's
And
see.
Netflix, a dubbing company, might, I'll give you $200,000 to let us use your show, and they'll be like, "What is this?" But Netflix come out, we will give you $10 million to let us use whatever you want, and they'll okay, well,
Well, that's another thing that did get me for sure, and it's not their fault if they can't get the rights to the music. Okay, I understand. But if this would have been playing One Piece music through the entire trailer, I might have felt different about it.
I'm sure there's an edit where someone is playing.
I would love to see that.
that.
I'd love to see that. But I didn't get to say the thing I really don't like about the Gum Gum pistol was the way he says Gum Gum, but also I thought the animation was bad. I thought the CG was bad. His arm looked bad. It looked like a video game.
I disagree. It just looked like CG to me. It just
Like-
looked like modern CG. I disagree. I even showed my wife and a couple other people, and they were like, "Yeah, it looks good. Looks good to me."
It's so fascinating because there really is this divide, and I'm willing to
I feel
recognize
like, sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm willing to recognize that people on your side exist who say it looks amazing, and then there are a lot of people on my side who say it looks like trash.
I wouldn't say amazing. I
Okay,
I
looks
think
good
It looks
enough.
fine.
Yeah.
it's fine. I don't think it's. I think people are just. I think a lot of people are more just. A lot of people are just CG hating to CG hate.
But I don't do that. I don't.
I know
CG
you
hate.
don't, but I think a lot of people are. Oh, it's CG.
But
so
I didn't
therefore
even
it's
let
bad."
anyone get into my head. Like I saw this before reading any reactions, and that was what I thought when I saw it. Like, but let's see. I'm
think
open to. We're gonna see a lot more Gum Gum in the show. I'm open to see, but
I mean, and again, as long as it looks passable to me, I can forgive. Like, here's an example. I read Call of the Wild, another book I finished, by the way.
awesome.
And then I was like, I want to watch the new movie that came out a couple years ago with Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So
that.
here's the thing: the movie's not bad.
Okay.
It gets the basic points of the book. But that dog, he's a motion capture dog.
Okay.
You know how Gollum looked really good in Lord of the Rings and motion capture?
Yeah.
This dog looks like awful. He looks awful. My wife
remember
even,
that dog when we think about Chopper's future.
But they need to just go and do a puppet for Chopper and do in CG the features.
Yeah.
That's what they did for.
But how many puppets? Chopper's got to transform.
I mean, then you can go to CG. But for his
Okay.
main little puppet,
Main Chopper needs to look good at least.
they need to do a puppet and then do what they did with. So in Dark Crystal, you've heard of that movie.
Yeah.
It's just
I
puppets,
know it.
little elf characters. In the new show, they're still puppets, but they expressed their features.
That's pretty cool.
They still blah, 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 but their eyes are more expressive, and you can see them turning their heads and doing different things and smiling and whatnot. And that's because they were like, this is practical, but we're gonna just enhance it just a little bit with CG, and that's what they need to do with Chopper. They're not gonna. That's what they need to do.
I guess we don't need to worry about that now. The chances of us seeing Chopper all hinge on if this is actually good or not.
If this isn't good, Netflix just needs to stop.
I already thought they need to
Netflix
stop, but
needs to stop. I do think there's
let
a world.
HBO have
Yes, let HBO just let HBO do adaptations from
them.
now on.
HBO's doing they're redoing Harry Potter, bro.
Okay, don't let HBO do everything.
You know about that, right?
Yeah, I did. I just forgot.
I'm hyped about that.
Why?
What?
Why? It's not gonna be anything like the book still. I
Why?
guarantee you.
But they adapt everything almost 1-to-1. Why would this one be different?
Because the nature of how Harry Potter is now, and I don't throw this out lightly, I feel like they're gonna do everything they can to make it quote unquote woke Harry Potter.
You're just assuming. We've seen nothing. I can't agree with you because every show, every adaptation I've ever seen HBO do has been all faithful to the source material.
Now, if they do it, that's fine. Again, the way Hollywood casts people now, I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm on the complete other side, but let's see. Let's hope I don't ever have to agree with that.
I feel like they're going to, for me, Snape, Alan Rickman, I mean, yes, the movie Snape and the book Snape are very different, but Alan Rickman played that part perfectly, from what I can see.
You know what? When we get more info on the casting and a trailer or something comes out, we'll talk about this.
I think that's my biggest thing.
Let's just wait.
I'm fine with that, but what they're gonna do.
No.
They did it with Harry Potter. They're just gonna throw a bunch of randoms and expect us to love them.
Let's just wait for this conversation because we'll have more info later. Let's just stick on One Piece for now. What did you think of Buggy? Because he's also
I was
divisive.
excited to see him. I was
Okay.
excited that we are seeing Buggy because Buggy is a very silly character. We can have a clown character, but Sanji can't have his eyebrow. Whatever.
Well, that's his whole character.
Yeah. But
I saw a lot of complaining about Buggy, and this is a place where I actually want to defend Netflix, and because I've been mostly hating on him over here, but a lot of people were saying Buggy looks too scary. Like he looked terrifying.
he's supposed to be scary.
Yeah, because people who are
At
caught up
first.
are like, well, Buggy's so goofy. He's a joke character, but
now
he wasn't. I recently reread the manga, the beginning, and Buggy was scary.
he legitimately almost kills Luffy.
Yeah, he kills a lot of people. He blows up this whole town. He's terrifying.
The only reason he became a joke character is because Luffy destroys him.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's a clown, so they just kind of lean into the clown thing. And then the next time you really see him, other than non-canon arcs, is in jail.
Yeah.
And that's already a very heavy, like, period in the story.
Yeah.
And so you kind of need to make jokes.
I mean, yeah, he is a
where we
joke
can.
character now, and he has been for many, many years, but people need to remember where he started, and he was not that. And I think for me, yeah, they captured him perfectly.
Also, that better be his real nose in the show.
Let's see.
Because in the manga and in the show and actual One Piece, he doesn't wear a clown nose. He has a clown nose. That's his nose. And if they go ahead and they're like, "Oh no, you can just pop that nose off anytime," I'm gonna be like, "Why?"
I just don't understand why you're expecting the things that are so anime to be in the live action.
Well,
that feels
why
like
can't they be? Why? Why can't they be? Give me a reason why. And it can't be because they'll look silly. Give me a
why
reason.
can't it be that? It will.
Huh?
Why can't it be because they'll look too silly? Like it feels like they're trying to make a realistic live action, which I agree is a bad idea for One Piece. But that seems like what they're trying to do.
If you're making any adaptation of any kind, you should stick to as close as you can to the source material and stick to the characters as close as you can. And there's nothing wrong with me wanting to see the characters look how they look in the cartoon.
I agree. There's nothing wrong with that.
And if I'm bothered by it, that's my opinion. And I think I'm sure it won't deteriorate. I think they should. With Usopp's nose, I don't think they should have made it a big long Pinocchio nose, but you could have made it give him a prosthetic, have a little bit of a pointier nose. I'm telling you, the dude doesn't have a nose. I'm sorry.
But does this matter?
Aesthetically, for me, yes, it does.
I just feel
and
like
I know I'm not the only one.
And like getting the characters how they act and feel right is
but
more
important. What's wrong with going the extra mile?
Budget. They need to put more of the budget into
it's going to cost
things.
$10 extra to do an eyebrow swirl.
Okay, the eyebrow swirl is different, but the nose, we don't know how much will that cost to make it look good.
I mean, I don't
have to set that up every time they're filming,
dude. Just because, Hollywood makeup is insane. You don't think Hellboy looks real, and that's fine.
It doesn't.
It does, but if Hollywood makeup is actually insane. Have you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
Dude literally dresses up as a big goat and looks like a big goat.
I mean, I know it's insane. I'm just saying.
And they can't. You're telling me they didn't have the budget to give him a slightly pointier prosthetic nose?
I guess the reason I'm arguing with you is because, in my opinion, I think Usopp is the best looking character in the show.
Other than his nose, I'll agree.
He looks like Usopp.
Other than his nose, I'll agree.
So what?
Sanji doesn't look like Sanji. I'm sorry.
I agree. Sanji looks like a 40-year-old man.
Something else about this trailer. Other than Luffy, I think that's the thing I like about Luffy. The guy playing him, he looks like he's having fun.
Yeah, he does.
He's acting how Luffy is supposed to act.
Yeah.
That's, I think, why I'm mostly positive about it. You can say you're thrown off about his accent, and maybe the CG isn't up to par yet, or maybe it won't be, but he looks like he's having a blast, and I love that.
Mm.
Nobody else looks like they're having any fun. And
Buggy did.
Yeah. And at One Piece's core, this is the greatest adventure manga of all time. Yeah, I'm saying it. It's the greatest adventure manga of all time.
I don't think there's any debate.
There's not one single artwork of these guys fan arts and stuff, but 90% of the artwork, when you see them on stuff, all of them have a big, huge smile. Even the grumpy characters, Zoro, he'll have a big grin on his face because they're having fun. Because they love adventuring with their friends. Now, yes, they're all still trying to get used to each other, but a part that made me cringe. Here's what made me cringe. When Zoro's like, I don't take orders from you. And then Luffy's like, I sense some tension amongst the crew. And they're like, not a crew. I'm like, that's so cliche.
Yeah.
That's so cliche.
I don't
overdone.
know. I didn't like that he said we're not a crew because
said it.
Just rereading the manga, they immediately say they're a crew right away. As soon as he picks up Zoro, he's like, all right, I'm in your crew. Who else is in the crew? And he's like, nobody, just you. And it's like, okay, it's a 2-person crew.
So I can tell you right now, this is going to start off with Zoro saying, I'll go with you just because until it suits me. And then at the end, he's like, just kidding, I like you.
I mean, they all kind of do that, but they at least agree that they're a crew in the manga.
Zoro in the manga immediately is like, yep, I work for you. He immediately is like, all right, you want to be the king of the pirates? Fine, I'll help you.
Well, no. Zoro, because I just reread it.
Okay.
He does have his own motivations. I think when he really becomes attached to Luffy in that way is after he fights Mihawk for the first time.
Okay, after Baratie. But he does more or less commit himself at the beginning, be like, all right, I'm going to at least follow you. But when he's like, all right, you were going to be the Pirate King, that is after the Baratie. I'll give you that. But he does more or less commit himself instantly to being in that crew.
Yes.
Maybe in that crew.
And I agree. I don't like that they're saying not a crew. Blah,
no,
blah,
that's
blah.
horrible. I'm like, no, they should be. I mean, again, realistically, and they're gonna overdo Nami. Oh my god, I just thought about this.
Nami has 2 episodes. They've already announced.
They're gonna do that thing with Nami where they make her mean and really.
Are you sure? You're always afraid of this. I didn't get that from the.
When she's like, "Don't be careful with that."
But Nami's character is that in the
But
beginning.
she's smiling the whole. She's not. She's a femme fatale. She's not
After Arlong.
after Arlong.
In the beginning, she is not like that.
she steals, but she's not like mean about it. She's like. Bye. She's having fun with it. She's being cheeky about it. This Nami, I could see her just absolutely being like, "I'm taking your stuff."
But I'm not sure. I mean, okay, it's gonna come down to direction and things, but I hope not, because I know the girl playing Nami is a massive One Piece fan, and she said that it's been her dream. She understands Nami's character very well.
Doesn't mean the director does.
That's what I was saying. I just hope her, and having Oda there as well, hopefully is enough to convince the writers to not do that with her character.
You know who should have been in charge of this One Piece show?
Who?
Robert Rodriguez. Now,
Who is that?
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, okay.
Now, he's also done Sin City. He's done he did Alita, another manga,
Okay.
which is the Alita movie. I'm sorry, it's near perfect to the manga. It's just it is.
Bad reviews, but
No, they're wrong.
no, I know. I actually totally agree with you. It
Like-
got bad reviews, but all like anime fans say it's amazing.
There's stuff in that. So if you would have given this to Robert Rodriguez, I mean, look at Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Never seen it.
You've seen what it looks like.
I've seen Spy Kids.
Did you see Spy Kids 3D?
Yes, I
Okay,
love that movie.
aesthetically, Shark Boy and Lava Girl is almost the exact same.
Okay.
It is wild, wacky, crazy.
Yeah.
If he could have gotten One Piece, they could have done it. I'm sorry, they could have done it. Like he would have, because and he also does everything himself essentially.
Mm-hmm.
He like edits, directs, produces.
I mean, let's see. Let's see. Did you have any other big opinions on the trailer? I mean, we've talked about a lot of it.
Trying to think.
I'll just say overall, my vibe, this made me less excited. My hype has gone down as more has come out. Like when they put the poster with Luffy's balls hanging out, I was like, what? I went down. You didn't see that? Yeah, the very first promotional art for this movie is Luffy standing on a raft and his balls are hanging between his legs.
What?
Yeah.
And it's official?
As far as I know, I mean,
I can't imagine it's
Hold on.
official.
Okay, One
I
Piece,
cannot imagine that's official.
Netflix,
Because I haven't seen this at all.
promotional poster. Where is it? Yeah, it's right here. It's blurry for some reason on my freaking.
Just got
Maybe
buffer.
this is fake. Maybe it's fake. I hope it's fake. I need to read about it.
I'm pretty good at spotting fakes. Dude, that's fake.
No, I mean, you can't see the freaking. It's not. I told you, it's not the. The quality on my phone is bad. It's not loading it. Hold on. Maybe it's fake. I hope it's fake.
It's gotta be fake.
Okay, here. Oh no, this is fan made. So this one's fan made.
Now I've seen that silhouette picture.
Okay, let me Google the balls.
Yeah, just
Yeah, let me just see what they say.
don't
on-
worry.
on
Nobody
YouTube.
else is looking up your search history.
Oh, it's fine. I don't
Maybe
care
the
if people know I've been
FBI.
looking up his balls. I think it's too cartoony, going married. Nothing's coming up about it. Well, you guys can let me know in the comments. It was being shared around like it was real for sure.
But on where at?
I saw it a lot on Instagram, a lot of different pages.
I think that's people are just meme. It's a meme.
Well,
It's gotta be just a meme. I
I
cannot.
hope so.
I can't imagine that would be official. I can't imagine even Oda would let that come out. Netflix maybe, but I can't. Well, actually, opposite. I could imagine Oda maybe being like, "Haha, that'd be funny," but Netflix, I couldn't see them being. Let's put out art with Luffy's balls hanging out in a silhouette. That just
It does sound pretty crazy.
especially when they're gonna want this to appeal to a family audience.
Yeah, you're right. For
It's,
sure.
um,
It's probably not.
I
legit.
think you're reading a little too much into that one. Because here's something similar.
Oh, here we
Years ago, when Michael Bay did that first Ninja Turtles movie that he did,
Uh-huh.
the Onion. Find out if that could have been an Onion thing.
Oh, I know the Onion. I love the Onion.
That could have absolutely, because when years ago, I didn't know what the Onion was, and I saw an article, and I was already
No.
not high on the Ninja Turtle movie. They went so far as this. They were like, "Yeah, all the turtles have their own unique looking penises and balls," and they went as far to find clips and actually put in the balls and things
Yeah.
swinging around, and
Is the Onion still a thing today?
Yeah.
It still exists?
yeah, but I
glad
didn't
to
know
hear
it at the
that.
time.
I'm glad.
And I went to my then girlfriend at the time. I was like, I'm done with this. They're doing this, and she looked at it and she went, "Dude, this is the Onion. It's
I can't
fake."
believe you didn't know what the Onion
I'd
was.
never heard of the Onion at that point. This was like 2014. I'd never
The
heard of the
Onion
Onion.
had already been so
I
popular.
I'd never heard of it, and so
Man.
I guarantee you that's something like an Onion article or something.
I'm gonna do more research on it later.
Now, if
but
it's real, that's okay, fine. But
there's a page I follow that I guess the reason I thought it was real. There's a page I follow on Instagram that they always post like real One Piece stuff. Like everything they post is always information on upcoming One Piece stuff and the manga, the show, and the movie. And it's always legit. And they posted that poster. Of course, maybe they were fooled. I don't know. I need to look back and see. So that's why I trusted it without thinking.
I can't imagine that it's real. If it is, then
I mean, I saw Chris was talking to me about it. Nate talked to me about it.
if it's real, because I didn't see it anywhere,
Okay.
and I follow a lot of One Piece stuff.
I hope it's got to not be right.
It can't be. I think it was one of those memes that just
hope.
and it's a really good Photoshop.
Yeah,
But-
I wish I could have showed you the real picture, not the blurry mess that I
But-
found. But
If it's real, then yeah, I'm gonna be on board with you and be like, if that's
well,
the direction.
we'll know when the show comes out if he's got his balls hanging out or not. I mean, it is One Piece ish. I mean, Amazon Lily, there's a whole arc basically about his balls.
Well, yeah, that's because he's the only person with
Yeah.
balls on the island.
But and then yeah. Anyway, all I was saying was when the trailer came out, I just felt. I don't know. I felt weird about it. I do like that. I watched a video where they were pointing out that all of Luffy's outfits, he changes outfits a lot. They're all cover art outfits.
Yeah,
That was
he's got,
cool.
He's got his little tank top or his little button ups.
Yeah, they're all of it is outfits straight from the covers. So that's pretty cool. But let's see.
Let's. I had a plan. Oh, for me, my excitement hasn't gone down. It's just kind of plateaued.
I was shocked to see how many people loved the trailer. I thought people would be more like, okay, it looks good, but I'm not.
That's how I am.
Yeah, like I basically thought people would be more where you
I'm
are.
mostly positive, but I have issues.
I've seen so many takes online of people being like, this is the anime live action. This one's gonna do it. And I'm like, guys, calm down.
If Alita didn't do it,
People are like, I've seen a lot of people being like, this is the one.
Nah.
And it's like, guys, let's relax a little.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's not likely.
If HBO was doing it, I'd be more. I just don't trust Netflix, man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with adaptations. I liked Wednesday a lot.
You
but,
know what should have been the adaptation?
What?
Death Note. That should have been.
That should have been easy.
It's all right there. Now, it's one thing, if they have to change it to an American setting, I get it, but the story is right there in literal black and white.
There should have been no problem at all.
There should have been no issue. I think the problem they had is they tried to make it into a movie.
Yeah, that's always. I do like the direction of making it a series better. Cowboy Bebop, honestly, in my eyes, there's no excuse for it to not be good.
No,
Like,
I mean, again, right there. Just make a sci-fi show, add some elements here and there.
it's
if you
not
have
that
to.
crazy. It's not that anime-ish. It's
I mean, what really threw Cowboy Bebop off for me, what made me done with it after the first episode, is I just could not stand what they did to Faye's character.
yeah. I still haven't watched it, but I've
mean,
heard
it's-
everyone say similar things.
Oh my God, Jet Black is cool. He's actually the best part.
It's just so sad because that's the thing about this, and like we should probably move on because it's like the trailer for Cowboy Bebop looked amazing,
And they did the theme song.
Yeah,
They
it looked
did
great.
to the T. They did the theme song, so we all were excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh man, they're really doing it. Oh, and I do think John Cho was horribly miscast as Spike.
Oh really?
Well, his voice is very smooth and
Mm.
he's got a very soft speaking voice.
Mm.
And there's points where you see him kind of try to
Mhm.
like that, but as for the most part, he just kind of talks with his normal voice. Yeah, I'm Spike Spiegel. Yeah, we're gonna go fight some bad guys and get some money.
Mhm.
And every now and then you might hear him be like, "Hey, baby." I'm like, where is the dude? Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
He's Hey,
He's cool.
there are 3 things I don't like: women, children, and animals. So why do I have all 3 of them nestled completely right here on my ship?
Yeah. It just should have been easy. We're in a world now where there's so much sci-fi media. Like, all you had to do was do that and stick to the story and the characters. Like,
The problem is they keep getting these directors that want to tell their own story. They want it to be their version.
then make
It's
your
like-
own movie.
it's
Make
like-
your own show that's not related.
It's like to go to Star Wars. It's like with Rian Johnson. He didn't want to make
Yeah.
the Star Wars story. He wanted to tell his Star Wars story. And that's fine, but that's what he wanted to do. He
Yeah.
had no interest in continuing the Star Wars
J.J.
story.
Abrams.
Yeah, he had no
version.
interest in that. He just purely was like, I can tell whatever Star Wars story I want, and this is the one I want to tell, and I'm going to focus everything on Rose Tico and make her unlikable, even though she should be likable.
Yeah, as much as I like that movie, she was not a character that I enjoyed.
That's
very
just
much.
a tangent, because I liked her
We
in
don't
the
need
next
to get
movie.
onto the.
Yeah, I liked her in the next movie, but they didn't show her a lot. If they would have showed her more in the next movie, it would have been different. You know, her and Finn shouldn't have kissed. Okay.
We got to move on because I got another big thing I want to cover.
Okay.
All right, so that's our thoughts on the One Piece live action. When we get any more trailers or info, we'll be talking about it. But I want to talk about the Nintendo Direct.
Okay, yeah,
that
yeah.
happened earlier this week. It was a few weeks ago by the time you hear this. That's the nature of the show, but you did not see it?
I didn't watch it, but I looked up the list of most of the things that were announced.
Did you watch any of the trailers of anything?
I
or-
watched the name them off, and I'll see. and
Okay,
I'll-
I've got a list.
tell
So
you
I'm
what
just
I
gonna
know.
I'm gonna just go through the list and with the things that at least interested me.
Mhm.
So first off, we don't have to talk a lot about this, but Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC.
I haven't finished
was
that.
annoyed to see that because even in the DLC trailer, you can literally see like characters barely like no frames at all.
They
and it's like,
should have absolutely released a graphical update before
a
DLC.
performance update. I didn't need a graphical update. I mean, it would be nice, but it just annoyed me because I'm like, you put all this time into this paid DLC and you have not fixed the freaking game. I know it's fun. I know it's a fun game, but
It
like,
still works. I'm actually playing it right now, trying to finish it finally.
it really annoyed me. I'm just gonna read off more of them because I don't know what all you'll be into, but Sonic Superstars. Are you into
It
Sonic?
looks fun. Or wait, is that different from Sonic Origins? Or is it?
That's the only Sonic that
I
was in
think if
this.
it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah, I'm mostly positive about that. It looks fun.
It's what was in the direct. I don't know.
Isn't it? It's like a return to form.
Kind of. It's the first ever 4-player co-op. Like you don't have to do co-op, but you can do it like the Mario games.
I don't.
and-
Maybe I didn't know about this. I don't.
It's
remember.
by the same people who did Mania. It's like their next game.
I did. Okay. Yeah. I did see
Okay.
this, but they didn't announce that there. They.
oh yeah, they just showed a new trailer.
Okay.
But I skipped over that. Not interested.
It looks fun, but
Palia, I don't remember what that was. Persona 5 Tactica.
so we're getting a Tactics Persona 5 game.
Yes. So it's
Interesting.
it's like what's it? Fire Emblem.
But with Persona,
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm into it. Sounds cool.
I still need to finish Persona.
Don't have to spend too much time there. I thought you would. I was so not sure if you'd be into this game or not because the gameplay, I think you will not be into it. But I just thought Myth Force. Did you see Myth Force?
Is that the first person shooter?
The one that looks like
Looks like fun graphics, but it's first person.
no, it's all based to look like Saturday morning cartoons. Like superhero Saturday morning, like He-Man and
But it's in first person.
but it's like a first person shooter thing.
Yeah, it was immediate. I was like, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" And then immediately they went into first person, and I was like, "Well,
You don't play any first person game?
I do, but I still have that. I still have the opinion that not every single fucking game needs to be first person anymore. I think that
Why do you still have that opinion? Because I would argue that they aren't. I would argue most games nowadays are third person.
just like the big like I'd like to play games like this. We're going around and rating stuff, but I don't.
Oh, these type of games are always first person.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah, it's why can't they only do that to appeal to a certain demographic?
I mean, I agree with you that I thought of you the second I saw it. Originally, I was like, Dakota's gonna love this, and then when they showed the gameplay, I was like, I'm also out. I'm like, no,
Oh, thank
I'm
God.
not
At least
into
I'm not the
this.
only one.
yeah, I'm not into it. I was turned off immediately when
Soon
I
as you
saw the
game-
gameplay.
yeah, I was the same thing. Like you said, I did watch the trailer for that one and I was like, ooh, this looks really cool. I think I'll be into. I was with my wife. I was like, this is cool. I think I'll be into this, and immediately went into first person. And I was like, all right, done with this.
It wasn't the first person that turned me off. It could have been like first person, but it was the fact that it's like a co-op loot grabbing game.
Too.
I was like, come on.
Let me just. And to me, part of the reason I don't like first person shooters, especially with games like this, like I could probably get really into Overwatch. I don't like that it's first person. It's again, it goes back to aesthetics. I don't fully like how first person shooters play. I like a few, like I like Doom.
What about Resident Evil, the new ones?
I like the Resident Evil. I like
Okay.
how some play. Like and I've been playing a little Far Cry 4 recently. I like that.
Like first person can be good.
Oh
man.
yeah, no, I'm
It's
not
just-
denying that. It's
Yeah.
for me, it's just when I see these fun cartoony graphics and then I have to stare at their hands the whole time.
Yeah, it is kind of unfortunate.
I want to see the character.
Yeah, they make
I
this
want to
cool
play
character
as the character,
design.
not their hands.
Yeah.
And that it makes me feel like I'm like when I play Ratchet and Clank.
That's coming to PC, by the way, which I know you don't have your PC yet set up still, but I'm like, finally I can play this.
That'll be fun.
God, it's next month.
But like Ratchet and Clank, if I were to play that whole game just staring at Ratchet's hands throwing something, I would be bored.
Well, it's not that style of game.
I'm
It
saying-
work, but yeah, I know what you mean.
You get what I'm saying? Or even
Yeah.
Sly Cooper.
Yeah, but those are platformers are never first person.
Mirror's Edge.
Oh, traditional platformers are never first person.
Um,
And Mirror's Edge was awesome.
I'm
That
not,
was well done.
I'm just saying that's a platform. It
and
was in
Ghost
first person.
Runner, Ghost Runner's a lot like Mirror's Edge, first person. It's very
It's
similar.
been done. They're definitely Portal.
Well, we can argue more about first versus third another time. We got to move on here. Splatoon, Splatfest. I didn't care.
New
Are you
Splat-
playing?
I don't have
Splatoon?
Splatoon 3 yet.
Okay.
I want to. I love Splatoon.
Detective Pikachu Returns.
That's cool, and I still haven't played the first one.
Yep, same.
Lo-
Okay.
Love the movie.
Here we go. Super Mario RPG remake.
That's a big deal. That's
Yeah.
a very, very. I've only played a little bit of the original, and it's very fun and very charming and very cute.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that game is because it's on the SNES,
Mm-hmm.
it's very slow.
Well, we got the remake. I'm
Exactly.
sure they're gonna speed it up. It's gonna have quality of life stuff from today.
And this is one of the. They need to just keep doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
Remaking, like this is similar to what they did with Link's Awakening. They realized, oh, this game is hard to find. People
Yeah.
want to play this. Let's remake it so people can play it.
Sometimes Nintendo's cool, and sometimes they're not. But this is one of those cases where this is cool.
This is something everyone's been clamoring for
Yeah.
actual years.
Yeah.
A remake or HD something. And they've done releases where, like on the SNES Classic, it's on there. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on the Super Nintendo eShop or thing, SNES.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be. Yeah.
I think it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that has needed to be done for a long, long time. And I think it's very good.
I wonder if there's any Square Enix involvement. I don't know.
Probably, or at least if nothing else for licensing, because Gino is a
I saw him in there and I was like, okay, this is legit. We're really remaking this.
because that's the that's the character everyone wants in Smash is Gino.
Well, I didn't know if maybe they'll like change him to a different Nintendo character, but like, no, this is legit.
So
This is a real remake,
if anything else, it'll say Square Enix for like licensing.
probably. But
Yeah.
that was hype. When I saw that, I was like, okay, here we go. That's cool.
Yeah,
The new Peach game, we don't know anything about it, but
it's probably just going to be a random weird side-scrolling Peach platformer.
it could be cool. Some of those Peach platformers are fun,
I know, but
but let's see.
I'm getting
Maybe we'll be surprised.
I'm getting a little fatigued on Nintendo making side scrollers, but with Mario.
Yeah, I really wanted Mario Odyssey 2, but we'll get to the Mario stuff. Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon remaster.
Makes sense because the other two are on Switch, aren't they? Isn't the original?
The original's not.
Oh, it's not. I thought
It's
it
on
was.
3DS. They
You're
moved
right.
it to 3DS.
You're right.
Where that's where I played it. I never played it on GameCube. But I love the original. I love 3. I personally think Luigi's Mansion 3 is a 10 out of 10 game.
I still need to play it.
Some people hate Guigi. I think it comes down to if you like the Guigi mechanic or not.
Do you have to use the Guigi mechanic?
Yes. You have to use him for something, for some puzzles, but it's not like you use him endlessly.
Okay,
but,
then that's fine. It's just a mechanic. I can get
yeah,
over
it's
it.
just a mechanic in the game. You
Chill
don't.
out.
It's not there constantly. But if there are people who don't like that mechanic, That's fair. Okay. If you like it, I think you consider this game like a 10, a 9 or a 10. Dark Moon, I consider to be a 5 or a 6.
I never finished it, but what I played, I really, really liked.
I can't remember what I didn't like about Dark Moon. I have tried it 3 times because I love the other 2 so much. I'm like, I must be missing something here. And they changed something about it. They changed something about the ghosts. I can't remember what it is I don't like. Something about the way you explore. I wish I could remember it clearly, but I just don't like it.
It's a little more linear.
Yeah.
A little bit. You can still explore the mansion pretty well, but it's very much go here and do that, go here and do that, go here and do that. You have to get all the pieces for this moon.
Yeah, everything's so interconnected with the first one and the last one, where like, yeah, I don't know how to explain. I don't need to go crazy deep into this, but I just thought it was a weird choice, and maybe they'll change some things around, and maybe I'll like it this time. But I'm willing to look at the reviews and see what they say.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Next was okay, Batman Arkham Trilogy, Gloomhaven. I don't remember what that is. Just Dance. The next one I care about is Silent Hope.
What's that?
I thought maybe you wouldn't watch a trailer for this one because it's a totally new IP. It's an RPG
Okay.
where nobody can talk.
Okay.
The one thing that was kind of cringy in this trailer is it did this very, very like this is Japanese RPG thing where they said the princess. They showed this woman in a crystal. It said the princess stuck in a crystal of her own tears. I was like, whew. All right, guys. I'm like, come on, guys.
They aren't even trying.
Yeah, but the gameplay looks cool. You should look it up. It's action RPG. So they go down into this world. I don't know exactly what it is. I still need to see more of the game, but it looks more like Mana series or like where it's not turn-based. You're going around.
Is it like kind of top-down dungeon crawler?
Yes.
I did see this actually.
I thought it looked cool.
I'm not hot on dungeon crawly top-down kind of stuff, but I'm not against it either. It's just not my.
It looked like something I want to try.
I would try it. Yeah, it's those top-down dungeon crawler roguelikes or roguelite. I don't know the difference between like and light.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
Yes, it was the Rogue one. Yes.
Yeah, it's those aren't typically my cup of tea.
Did
but
you play Hades?
No, I'd like to.
Yeah, you should.
I heard it's very good.
Especially you're into like mythology and that. You should definitely play Hades, man.
It's on my list of games to play. I almost got it at one point last year when it was on sale, but I didn't have the funds at the
Bro,
time.
next time it's on sale, if you got the money, I would highly recommend that game.
I'd like to.
Next was, I'm going to skip some stuff. The next thing that looked interesting was maybe Manic Mechanics, which it's the one that looks like Overcooked, but you're a mechanic. I just thought it looked kind of cool.
I'm not interested.
There's Mario Rabbids stuff, Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, which looked
new Dragon Quest game. All right.
It's like Pokemon version of Dragon Quest.
So like the old Dragon Quest games.
No, I mean you collect monsters, like Pokemon.
So like in the old. Dragon
They
Quest.
had that, but the original Dragon Quest games were not like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Dragon Quest like 2 or 3. One of them is like that.
there's a spin-off series, bro.
But no, one of the numbered ones was legitimately because I tried to play it, and it was legitimately.
It's definitely not 3.
It might have been like 4 or 5. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Maybe it was a spin-off. I don't remember. I will have to look at the SNES that you gave me.
What do you think about Pikmin?
That's cool. I only played a little bit of the first one, and it's fun. I just never got fully into the series.
Okay, I'm gonna skip everything else. It doesn't matter. I'll say I liked Star Ocean remake. I don't know if you've ever played any Star Ocean.
What is Star Ocean? I know that one. I just can't remind.
It's an RPG series, JRPG series.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, but let's just skip right on down to the important one here. All right, forget everything else. We're done. Mario Bros. Wonder.
I think it looks, as far as this game goes, incredible.
I agree.
I think it looks absolutely. I think the art style. I mean, if you noticed, I don't know if you caught this, the art style is very reminiscent of Super Mario World on the SNES.
Is it? Yeah, I guess you're right.
With his mouth on the side over here, it's very, very SNES inspired, from what I can gather.
I love the art style.
Art
I
sty-
saw
I-
some people questioning it, but I'm like,
It was jarring at first, but I immediately was like, all right, I'm into this.
I was just very happy they were moving away from New Super Mario
Oh my
Bros.
god, I'm so sick of new Super Mario Brothers aesthetic and art style. Even with new Super Mario Brothers, or no, what is it, 3D World, and
Yeah, it uses the same aesthetic, just
it's just different graphics.
yeah,
or design, whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Even Mario Odyssey, kinda. I mean, Mario Odyssey does new stuff. Mario Odyssey switches things up and up.
because they
but-
go to different really cool worlds.
Yeah.
and he's polished. He's very polished.
Yes, he looks amazing, but it does still feel like it kind of lifts off that new Super Mario Bros. Look.
Especially even when you play like Bowser's Fury, which I haven't yet, but
God,
it's
that's such a good game.
I need
man.
to, and it's on the list, but I will. But yeah, I do agree. I think I can't imagine that they're not gonna do another 3D Mario. I mean, I can't.
Oh,
imagine.
of course there will be.
But I am also shocked that we're 6 years into the Switch now and they haven't even talked about a new 3D Mario or anything like that.
I'm legitimately, as a Mario fan, I'm legitimately angry at Nintendo because they gave us a lot of awesome Zelda DLC. We've got a Zelda sequel. We've got like Pikmin. So much Pikmin crap is happening, and like so many of these games that they put out, they support it, they add more stuff, or they make a sequel. They've done because Switch has been out for so long. What the F happened with Mario Odyssey? It came out, then they dropped the like balloon thing. That's it. That's it. It was done. No DLC, no word of a sequel, nothing.
It's almost like they got done with it and they're like, okay, we finished it. We don't need to worry about that Mario. I think the thing about with Shigeru Miyamoto and Mario is he's always wanting to just move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like he always is ready. Once that's done, he's ready to just get started on the next thing.
But why no DLC? This was like the perfect Mario game to add. All you got to do is add more kingdoms.
More kingdoms, or even put Luigi in there as playable.
Or that. But like I'm just saying, like to make a DLC, you didn't even have to try hard to fit it in. It's just here's 1 or 2, 3, however many kingdoms you want to do.
And maybe some more suits, costumes.
Yeah, aesthetic stuff, costumes, and like it would have been so easy.
And yeah, like you said with Zelda, and they released all these amiibo.
Yeah, I think it was harder to expand Breath of the Wild with DLC, but they did it. This just seems so obvious.
Can I tell you I did something for Tears of the Kingdom that you're not gonna like?
What?
So, I said I was gonna buy all the amiibo.
Yeah.
So turns out that's really expensive.
Yeah.
So Amazon has this deal. I didn't bring them. I'll bring them next time. Where for $25 you get amiibo cards,
Oh my god.
and it's all the amiibo cards. And I was like, sweet, I'll just do that. I got them, and they came in a tin about that big. And I'm like, okay, so they're gonna make little Hanafuda cards or something. They're about this big
Really?
and about that wide, but they're really nice. Like they're really hard.
Okay.
They're really hard, like credit card plastic. They're really nice.
Okay.
And I only did it to get the outfits. And I've already gotten all the weapons that I can get. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I should really start playing the game how I should. And I haven't used the amiibo in like probably a week.
I mean, I respect however you want to play it, but I'm just saying.
I just don't want to. I got other things I want to do than spend 9 hours trying to find one specific chest with the Fierce Deity hat. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it's fair, but I'm just saying, like, for me at least, if I were to do that, it would really ruin it later because all the payoffs, especially in the depths, are finding the outfits, and so now you almost have no reason to explore the depths. So for me, it ruins that payoff. But
I still gotta find the Ravio hood.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah.
There's plenty of stuff I can do in the depths.
All right.
But I've been in the depths a few times. I don't like it.
Oh, I love the depths. It's not just the depths. There's also outfits in the normal world as well.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna get those too. I'm getting all the outfits.
I'm just saying, I would feel a little disappointed if like, oh, cool, a chest, and I open it and it's like, oh, I got that one already.
Well,
But
no, that's not what happens. Once you get the outfit, the chest in the thing changes to something different. And plus, you can sell the outfits if it doubles, and for a lot of money.
All right. I mean, I'm not trying to say you played it wrong. There's no way to play it wrong, but I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't like it. For me,
That's fine. See, I just didn't want to spend that much time finding the outfits. I want to have the outfits.
I did.
See, that's not how I like. I like exploring, but I also like to move on and do things.
So anyway, Wonder.
Yeah, Super Mario Wonder.
I thought it was gonna be. I thought the in screen the card was gonna come up and say Super Mario LSD. I was like, what the f? This is a trip. This game is a trip, bro.
I have to say I was not surprised by the end, unfortunately, because of the thumbnail for the freaking video.
Oh, I didn't see the thumbnail.
Thumbnail's literally the very end of that trailer, so it spoils.
I watched it as it happened.
See, I watched it after, and they were just like, "Look what Mario's power up." Should I say? What is he?
It's in the trailer,
All right,
man.
yeah, if you see the trailer, Mario gets a new power up, one of many, to assume, and one of them turns him into a big elephant.
I honestly think the power up was the least impressive thing.
I
Like
know.
the Wonder Fruit is what's the coolest.
What was the Wonder Fruit? I can't remember what it
It's
did.
the one where he activates it, and that's what changes. Like random things will happen to the map, and everything will change. I thought that was a cool idea.
That's pretty cool.
And the what do you think of the flowers talking?
Interesting. It's cute.
I thought it was cool.
It's cute.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of like, yeah, some people are hating on it a little bit, but mostly I've heard positive stuff.
Yeah, I think the game looks incredible. And again, as long as we're steering away from new Super Mario's,
I agree.
they just milked that cow until it was dry.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm
To the point that the best new Super Mario Bros. Game is, I think, one of the least bought, one of the worst selling. The best is Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Mario Bros. U.
Yeah, because at that point, people were done.
Yeah, but it's got some of the coolest ideas.
Well, I'm sure
it's
it
a
does.
really good game. But yeah, at that point, everyone's like, I don't care anymore.
I'm done with it's just more of the same,
Yeah.
more or less, more
Yeah.
of the same. And even like we said, continuing on into 3D land and world.
Yeah,
I mean, all the
those games are fun. But
when you
yeah,
when you play, and that even goes back to Super Mario Galaxy 2,
yeah,
where they started doing that in the 3D games. To me, I like that Mario feels like a world, like in Sunshine, when they're going on vacation to some random island
Oh,
in their
yeah.
universe,
that's cool.
or in 64. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to say anything about story because there is no story, but it feels like I went to Peach's castle,
True.
and I'm at Peach's I'm at a place.
Yeah,
Then when you go to all these other places, and yeah, I know Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto always figured it as like a stage play,
yeah,
which I think is dumb. I always have. I think that's really dumb.
yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't agree with a lot of the things Miyamoto thinks, but I think he's a genius. And
I don't like. I don't like that every world doesn't feel like it feels like I'm just bouncing into another level.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's what he wants. He doesn't like story.
I'm not saying it needs to be a story. I'd like there to be a world.
Yeah.
Like the overworld is just this little map you walk around. and
So how did you feel about Odyssey? Because it's not really.
I mean, they do a good mix on it though,
Okay.
because you go off planet.
Well, and I guess it is all one world, right? Because
It's
he's
all
on
one
an
world,
adventure.
different
He's on his
lands.
planet going to different lands. It actually makes sense.
So it works, and in the Nintendo universe, if we want to subscribe that all of the Nintendo franchises are connected in one planet, then it would make sense that there's all kinds of weird. There's a chef world
Yeah.
and an ice land, and with all these weird characters that we've never seen. So I'm fine with that because again, they're leaning away from the new Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers aesthetic.
The aesthetic looks really cool to me.
So
Do
I
you
would-
think we're getting Mario Odyssey 2 will be like a launch title for Switch 2?
Probably
Because I'm wondering if that's what's happening at
I
this
guarantee
point.
you that's what's happening.
We're in the life cycle where it's time for another 3D Mario.
But Nintendo's also being very stupid right now, and the Switch is still making money, so they're like, why would we make a new one?
I mean, there are
Rumors.
a lot of rumors that they're preparing for next year, but I feel like there's been rumors about Nintendo for years that never come true.
Exactly. And what's going to happen is, me and my wife, we're talking about getting an OLED, so we each have a second Switch.
Oh,
Because we're both trying to play Zelda. She's playing Tears of the Kingdom right now, or Breath of the Wild for the first time
Oh,
right now.
cool.
She never played it, and she's really liking it. Oh, and she gets Wolf Link, because I have the Wolf Link.
oh,
amiibo.
right. Mhm.
And you can't get that in Tears of the Kingdom. It's really annoying.
Well, not yet. Wait till the DLC. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get DLC for that.
For sure. We definitely will.
And you know what is annoying that they still haven't announced?
What?
Budokai Tenkaichi collection for
Well, we're
Switch.
getting Tenkaichi 4.
Yeah, but where's the collection?
It's not coming.
I want it.
Because I think they're not going to do a collection because Budokai Tenkaichi 3 alone is probably going to be better than 4.
God,
There's no way they're going to give us all those characters.
they should have what they should have done is Budokai Tenkaichi 3 HD remake
I agree.
and then DLC for new shows.
For super characters.
But what's going to happen is we're going to get the roster from Raging Blast.
It's going to be like 20 characters max. Yeah.
And then maybe some that you can unlock along the way in game. But they're going to do the Dragon Ball DLC. They're going to do the GT DLC. They're going to do the Lord Slug DLC. They're going to do the Turles DLC. They're going to do all these DLCs and nickel and dime you until I inevitably am out of money because I've bought all the characters because I'm stupid and I got to have them all.
DLC ruined these type of games. They used to just give you them or let you. That's what was cool about Tenkaichi 3. You didn't get all those characters right at the beginning. You had to do stuff.
You got to do stuff.
Play the game.
I still, on my copy that I have not unlocked Future Gohan.
I don't think I have.
He's the hardest one to unlock because you can only unlock him through some really hard way or a Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Anyway, we need to wrap this up. We are over time. It was a lot to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm.
Dakota, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Let me see if there's anything else I had on my notes. But I think we are done. I think whatever else was on these notes is going to be saved. Yeah. None of this matters. We're good. For my recommendation this week, guys, look, I wrote down this recommendation like 2 weeks ago, okay? And this is way later, and this is not something you care about, but I wanted to recommend, this is totally off anything we've talked about. I wanted to recommend seeing Paramore live in concert. Nate and I went to see them, and I wanted to tell that story here because it was a crazy story of what actually happened to us.
You could have said it.
No, we had too much to talk about. So forget about it. Yeah, it's fine. Basically, we just ended up through events being from here to like where that wall is away from the stage. And it was a crazy experience.
Was it
no
at
matter what
Ruoff?
concert it was. It was at where they play the basketball.
Oh,
Downtown.
okay.
Not the best venue ever, but for the spot we were in, incredible.
That spot's notorious for having concerts, but they sound like crap because it wasn't built for it.
It sounded amazing in our spot. I
Right.
can't speak for everyone out on the sides, but I'm not going to go into the story of how that happened, but that's what I wanted to tell, but it's fine. I just wanted to recommend, if you are a fan of Paramore in any way, I would highly recommend them because I saw them in like 2009 and it was fine. They were good, but yeah, they were like a new band. I was so impressed.
Did the guitar guy do his backflip?
No, I didn't see that. But
Well,
they just did a
2 out of 10.
really incredibly good job. Like I was shocked. I'm a Paramore fan, but I'm not like over the moon Paramore fan, but yeah, they really blew me away. I was shocked by how good it was. So if you are a Paramore fan, highly recommend look because they're on tour right now, so look for them coming to your city and don't miss it. It was really good.
Let's face it, if you're a Paramore fan, you probably already bought their tickets.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of musicians and artists that come through that I'm a fan of and I don't. Yeah, I'm just letting you know in case you don't know they're on tour or something.
The only
right?
reason you went is because Nate got you the ticket.
Yeah, because of Nate. Like, I'm a fan of theirs, but
You're not really much of a concert goer, is the thing.
I love concerts,
But you don't
I
really
had
go
been
to-
out of that game for a while. I mean, traveling around didn't really allow me to
Right.
do that. And then, yeah, COVID was happening. And before that, all my money was going to cons. So it's not that I'm not a concert goer. My money was other places.
Fair
and,
enough.
Yeah, I'm planning to go to as many concerts as I can nowadays.
They're fun.
So next up is Bring Me the Horizon and Fall Out Boy next month. So
That's fun. That'll be cool. Who are you going with, Nate?
Nate, and it looks like Xavier and Megan might be going. Chris is talking about it. If you want to go, man,
I'll see. We're talking about going to Snoop and Wiz.
that's really weird for me. That's
wanna
very
see
weird
Snoop.
for you to tell me you would
I
rather
don't
see
care about
Snoop and Wiz.
I don't care about Wiz. I want to see Snoop.
I mean, I get you're not a big Fall Out Boy guy at all. All right.
I mean, I like some of their newer stuff more than their older stuff.
I think they're gonna play a lot of their newer. They just
I'm
had
not
a new
saying I
album
won't
come out.
go,
You might
but-
like it.
It also depends. I'm also going to a festival at the end of next month.
What about Bring Me the Horizon? Not a fan.
I don't know much of their stuff.
Man,
I'm sure what I have heard I like. I just don't know a lot of it.
It's gonna be sick.
I'm sure it will be.
It's too bad, but that's okay. That's all right. Anyway, that's my recommendation, and that's it.
Stay nerdy, guys.
Yeah, stay nerdy. I'll see you around.